Welcome to He's Been Doing It All Day. We're Adam and Symon, brought to you by the Carlton Draft. Check them out at carltondraftshirts.com.
This is round 6.
Brisbane versus Geelong. The fight of the felines was billed as match of the round, and for a half it lived up to expectations. Then, in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the Lions fell asleep in the third quarter and the Cats rammed home 7 goals to zip. Some bloke named Sam Simpson, who looked like he'd come straight from the club's maths department, found the ball 27 times. Gary Rowan might be reported 3 times, and soon-to-be Brownlow medal winner Lachie Neale added goal of the year to his bag with a Dacos special from the pocket. Cats by 27 points.
Pies versus the Hawks. The Pies were back to their dominating best. General Patton did another hamstring. Sad to see a big man cry on the sideline. Will Kelly kicked a goal with his first kick in AFL football. Was an absolute scorcher on the run outside 50. Then, with about 5 minutes to go, dislocated his elbow in one of the more gruesome scenes you'll see. Mayo Chiggity, check yourself before I riggedy wreck yourself. Kick 4 goals to absolutely seal it for the Pies. Mitchell got 33 touches for the Hawks. Wasn't enough. Pies by 32.
Freo versus the Saints. I admit to missing the first quarter of the game, and when the score was the Saints by 6 goals, I considered not tuning in for the rest, but I'm bloody glad I did. To absolutely everybody's surprise, Freo roared back to win. Nat Fyfe on one leg and moving from the goal square as far as I did from the couch yesterday. Kick 2, and the Saints had better look into a sponsorship from Adair's, because they're going to need a constant supply of new sheets if they keep shitting the bed like that. Freo by a single goal.
Eagles versus the Crows. Riley O'Brien tweeted out some inspirational notes with lots of nick-nat takedowns, and watching that was the only reason to watch this game. Nick Nat is the ultimate good bloke. He got 24 hit-outs. O'Brien got 19 touches. We're going to call this a 1-1 draw. West Coast got the win. O'Brien got a $1,500 new phone from Nick Nat in one of the biggest flex of after-game football.
Oh, no.
And then Nick Nat just said, yeah, he's a good bloke. I reckon he's all right. Good bloke. Shook his hand, walked off. Everyone made a big deal about it. Adelaide continue to fall further than anyone's fallen before. Eagles by 33 points.
Melbourne versus the Suns. Charlie Ballard poked Tom McDonald in the eye, and a lot of fans would have asked for the same to happen to them at the prospect of watching this game. That was until Isaac Rankin turned up. You can't say we weren't warned with He's Been Doing It All Day favourite Brandon Ellis forecasting Rankin as one to watch last week. 3 goals, 3 from Rankin. We might have a new star in our hands, boys. The Demons finally gave their supporters something to smile about after the devastation of having the snow season all but cancelled due to the virus. Melbourne run over the top of the Suns in the last quarter and win by 17 points.
The Bombers versus the Roos. It looked like a scene from a prison shower. It was wet, it was slippery, and no one could get a grip on the ball. It was footy with a bar of soap. It looked like 2 teams playing in a steam room. There was an arm wrestle until half-time, until the Bombers started kicking straight. Adam's man here, Andy McGrath, started in the middle, got 25 touches, providing to be the dominant midfielder of the game. My Roos have lost 4 on the trot and the Bombers are rolling. Bombers by 14.
Port versus the Giants. This game was a real arm wrestle, and it was about as exciting to watch as 1-2. Back and forth, ugly kicking, missed shots, and Mummy trying to kill everyone as a standard. There were more head knocks in the game than at a local pub when pots of beer are on special for $2. Jeremy Cameron got a blood nose, and I got one having to write this recap. All in all, an incredibly unremarkable game. Port by 17.
Tigers Swans with a scoreline that resembled an under-8s Airport West Eagles versus Tullamarine Devils. Not really much happened at all. It rained. Our man Tom Lynch kicked 1 goal 1, which in the grand scheme of things, especially in this game, proved to be match winning. And he did it all with a broken hand because he's the toughest bloke on the field, that's for sure. Richmond continue to win without being interested in playing anything that resembles good footy. Richmond win by 8 points.
And finally, the Doggies versus Carlton. It's happening right now. We've got your live update that you can get on your Monday, which everybody loves. At the moment, Carlton leading 2-1-13 to the Doggies 1 goal. Who's going to win, Simon?
Dogs. Go the Bont.
Go the Bont. Big week of footy.
That was round 6.
Big round of footy. What did you think of the phone handover? Because I know, Justin, you weren't happy with the phone.
Do you want to go or do you want me to go?
You go.
You can go.
I'll watch the game. In Nick Nat's post-game presser on the field, he's like, oh, yeah, Telstra gave me this phone to give to him.
Yep. Correct.
This is literally the lamest thing to ever happen in the history of football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh my God, it was so funny. Nick Nat game. It's like, what?
It was the issue was everyone going Nick Nat, best bloke ever. Gave him a phone. Telstra have hit him up. The amount of times that I heard Telstra in the after game interviews, it was like
Someone from Telstra's run out on the ground. And, like, Nick Nat wouldn't even known about it. Like,
No.
it would have give this to him, give it to him. Yeah, hilarious. Like, and everyone's like, all class from Nick Nat. It's like, what are we doing?
Not a fan of it, Justin.
Nah, it was all right, but pretty lame.
Nick, I think it was funny when because Nick Nat gave him the phone and it was all blowing up, and then he had the interview and just said, "Oh yeah, Telstra just gave it to me, and like, that guy's a good guy." No, it was all good.
Yeah, classic Nick. He ripping bloke. So what do you expect from him?
Except there was that time when he did win the ruck tap, kick the goal, and then points at him and he says, "That one's for you." That was pretty sick.
Pretty baller.
Tell you what, Justin, our man Gary, he's back to a. Do you see that goal outside 40 on the run? Beautiful, beautiful.
Put your life on it, mate.
Mate, absolutely put your life on it. It was so nice to watch.
Bruce was ready to write Gary off. He's like, oh, Gary's looking old. He's looking old. I mean, the guy had 14 touches and was genuinely, he gets the ball and something happens.
He does so few fundamentals of football, like tackle or shepherd or go and win the ball, but like still an absolute menace.
Yeah. I my spicy take for this week, guys, I'm just going to put it out there.
Yep.
I'm going to put us, we're on the hot seat.
Us?
I reckon we're on the hot seat.
What for?
Because our previous spicy takes were that Gary Ablett is an absolute cert from 40, and then the next week he missed it. And then we said that Matty Rowell wouldn't miss a game and he'd win the Brownlow.
We didn't say
And then
that.
he's out for the season. And then last week, Adam, you said that Andy McGrath was no good in the midfield, and he absolutely smoked it.
Yeah.
I didn't say no good. I just said not as good as everyone says.
We need to lift.
Probably
This
better
room-
than everyone says.
we need to lift. Everyone here, we've got to lift. That's my take for this week, guys.
All right, my spicy take, and I know Justin's not going to be happy with this one, but Hawks are going to finish bottom 4.
Oh, that is tough. All right, go on, plead your case.
Hawks are going to finish bottom. They're old.
Oh, that's it. That's
They're
your case?
Old, slow.
Yeah.
They've got to play heaps of games away from home.
So does everyone.
Do you think
We're one of those things. We're old. I'll give you that.
Old.
Do you think Clarko will take any responsibility for finishing towards the bottom of the ladder?
They
None.
won't. It's not going to happen.
Or
None.
do you think it'll just be all the players' fault?
We've played 6 games. 5 of those were against the top 8 teams from last year.
It's just
We haven't played anyone bad apart from North Melbourne.
And what happened?
Yeah, we beat you.
Yeah, I know. Damn it.
And I think they had a week from hell last week. They were the only team that had to when the lockdown thing happened and everyone had to skip town. We were the only team that had 2 days to skip town, but then had to play a game that afternoon against Giants, who were sitting at Giants Stadium waiting for us. And then they had to come back and play Collingwood.
Sounds like
Let
excuses.
me keep
North
going.
Melbourne flew to Giant Stadium on the same day, rolled in there, took the cake, and then left.
I'm not finished. And then we had to play Collingwood on a 5-day turnaround, who are a good team. I think they've just had a week from hell. Apparently the ground's up in Sydney. All these teams have gotten up there as well and are looking around going, this sucks. Which anyone who's been to Sydney could have told them.
they look as chopped up as Allard Park. It looks nasty
Even
out there.
all the training grounds, apparently they're just completely unenthused, all these teams, by what they're seeing. So I just think they've had a week from hell.
All right, what's your spicy take?
What have you got for
The
us?
umpiring has literally never been worse in the history of the game. Clarko's right. There's
There it is.
course,
There's
yeah.
the root of it. There's the root of it.
Are you getting him on here or what?
pay holding the ball will move around the ground. You'll pay free kicks, the ball will move. He's right about the seagull chip thing. But you've never seen more blokes just pick the ball up and throw it to each other. in your
Oh,
whole life.
that's yeah.
It's an abomination. Players
pay
just
that.
pick it up and just throw it, slap it, scoop it like Adam Treloar's
Why do you?
main culprit. Tom Mitchell's not much better.
There's
I will
no
say. He does it as well.
No consistency
You
whatsoever.
can just throw the ball and it sucks.
Yeah.
Do you think that the 16-minute quarters have backfired because everyone is fresher, so everyone gets to every contest, so then the ball actually moves slower? Because that's kind of what every stoppage has 30 blokes around it.
Yeah.
Everyone's there, and then the ball just plods and plods and plods and plods, which is why everyone has to fling the ball around and chuck it because they're just instantly getting tackled.
I don't think any of the rules they brought in have fixed that problem. Like
No.
even the kick-in thing where you can just run out now.
Yeah.
So everyone just camps
So it's
further up the wing, so you're more condensed where the ball's going on the wing. So it's, but the
Yeah, I
way
think-
they just players just throw the ball and the umpires just do not care. Is
Yeah, and then the
so
umpires will,
bad.
if they've got the ball at the bottom of the pack, and then there's a really long wait, even if the players had no prior opportunity, you're like they're going to pay one here.
every
And then every now and then they're like, "No, I'll have it."
They almost need to take like a basketball option. How they just go, yeah, okay. If there's ever any indiscretion, they just look at the sideline and they're like, oh, well, we gave you one last time, so you can have one. So you can have one. And they just like, there's just like a big arrow on the thing, and it's like, look, instead of a ball up, you just get the ball, and then you can clear it. And then you get the ball, and then you can clear it.
All right, up next, we've got an interview with one of your boys, Symon. Jy Simpkin.
Mate, good, played well on the weekend. He's played well every week.
He has played well every single week.
Thriving without Cunners. Absolutely thriving. Just taking over. A-grader.
Up next, we chat to him. Today's guest, Symon, is one of the competition's newest A-graders. He's the pride of Mooroopna. Pick number 12. Where's number 12 for your North Melbourne Kangaroos? It's Jy Simpkin.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming on, mate. Mate, I'm a diehard Norths fan, so I'm going to start with a rivalry question. So it's been the hot topic for the whole week. And Dev Smith came out and said that there's no rivalry. It's just another game for them. But if there's just another game for them, why are they so sooky about it all the time?
Yeah, it's a good question. We'd like to know that ourselves, because every time we seem to play them, it seems to spark up a little bit. Even in the twos earlier in the day, there was a fair incident that sparked a few boys, and there was a little bit of a fight. So, no. Definitely a bit of a rivalry when it comes to us, but if it's only another game for them, then they just must like to unrun a little bit, I think.
They're just liars, is what they are. They're just liars. Their supporters lie, players, they're fibbers as well, mate. They're no good. They're bloody no good. Did it make it all the better when you hit Dev Smith? Did that make it feel better? Just winded him, took the wind out of him a little bit?
Well, yeah, I only gave him a little love tap, and he dropped down for a good 30 or 45 seconds. I wasn't sure what the go was, but yeah, I can't really comment too much because I don't know if I'm going to get fined or not. So if I get a fine, I'll be pretty disappointed.
What did Dylan Shield say to you after that when he tried to rev you up after Smith went down?
I can't really remember, to be honest. I don't think he said much. There was a bit of chat between the mids all sort of game, especially we were tagging Shield and he wasn't getting much of it. So it was a good little battle in the midfield, I think. So it's always good to come up against good players.
How have you been going? Because your role's probably opened up a little bit now that Cunners is not playing as much because he's injured. It's kind of opened up a bit of inside ball for you to get, which you seem to be loving.
I guess my role hasn't changed too much, but definitely with Cunners not being out there, it definitely opens a hole for us boys to step up a little bit more and definitely win a little bit more inside balls. So I really enjoy that side of the game and cracking in and getting some contested footy. I think I've shown I can do it at times, so now it's just about getting a bit of consistency, and hopefully I can keep producing this sort of form throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, nice. Who do you reckon you would rather run into, Cam Zurhaar or Ben Cunnington? Like if they're coming one way and you're coming the other, who would you rather hit or be hit by?
Question. The way Zurhaar's hitting people at the moment, Zurhaar's probably going to run through you with a shoulder, whereas Cunners is probably going to run through you with a fist through your chest or something. So it's a good question, but I wouldn't want to be running into Zurhaar at the moment. He looks like he's hurting people out there.
He's just dense. Like he's just
bodies.
Dense like a wombat. Like he just looks like he would hit you and do some damage to your car.
Yeah, it helps when you're weighing about 95 kegs. I reckon it is hard. He can fucking run through anyone.
And then he's just he's got the mullet as well, which makes it look like he's running even faster. Just that little extra bit of mud flap just flowing.
Yeah, he's got the little mud flap flowing in the air out the back of him. He loves that. It's funny, yeah. He's a character, that's for sure.
What do you reckon because people, like we have started talking about you as the competition's newest A-grader.
By people, we mean us.
Yeah, the three of us in this room call you one of the newest A-graders. But for yourself, what do you got to do? Do you consider yourself an A-grader?
Do it, Jy.
Oh,
do, mate.
Nah, not yet. I've still got a lot to work on. I probably haven't proven myself yet. I think anyone can sort of do it for 3 or 4 or 5 games in a season. And it's pretty easy then to drop off. So I think if I can keep my consistent form up and still have an impact and have a crack each week, then I might slowly get my way up there to hopefully one day be in that sort of elite midfield squad. But I've definitely still got a long way to go.
Mate, I reckon if you keep taking the piss as you've been doing, you'll be in there, absolute stalwart of the A grade, I reckon. Mate, next one,
Hope so.
Majak Dor back in the scratch match yesterday.
Yep.
How much grief did you guys give him for straining his pec on the bench press? That is the biggest meathead move of all time, and I love it.
He doesn't even need to do bench press. He's stronger than anyone on the field, anyone in the AFL. He's got muscles bulging out left, right and centre, and then he lifts up a 70-kilo bloody dumbbell and throws him for about 20 reps, and on the last one he pulls his pec. It was pretty weird, but yeah, the few of the boys definitely got into him. They didn't believe him at first when he said he pulled his tit, but that's what happened.
Mate, Jy, last question from me, mate. Just talking a bit of hub life, because now you just get to luckily spend July in the Gold Coast, which is a treat because it rained all day in Melbourne today. It sucked. But who's going to come out of the hub life with the worst haircut? Is it going to be Zerha going to go deep on the mullet, or I don't know, is Cameron's going to shave his head off or something?
Well, Mason Wood's the barber up here at the moment.
Right.
He bought his clippers and that up. There's a few boys that have rolled through, but I reckon one that'll come out the worst will probably be LDU. He doesn't really know what he's doing with his hair. He wants a half mullet, half. I don't know what he wants, to be honest, but I reckon he'll come out looking no good.
Anyone getting stuck into the bleach? Are we going to turn into Collingwood? Just like blonde mops running around?
Oh, I don't think so. Jasper's half ran with it, but it sort of half ran out as well. I don't know what he does with his hair. He does a bit fucking each week, but I don't know about any of the other boys, to be honest.
Jasper's is looking particularly dirty at the moment. I'm liking it. With the tats as well, he's gone for a certain demographic. I reckon he's hit it. It big time.
I agree.
Well, we can't wait to watch what else happens for the rest of the season, and we'll keep pumping you up on this show.
A-grader.
Thanks for joining us, A-grader.
Thanks, Jy. Appreciate you, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Time for our award. He's been doing it all day. Sym, who's been doing it all day?
I'm going to go a controversial one. We rarely talk about the live game. We briefly mention it.
Yeah.
And this week, we've got the Blues versus the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
We've got the Bont versus Cripper. Mate.
The score's currently 3-2 to 7 points.
I would like us to really move this along so that we can go and watch the two captains go at it. But I am going to forecast Marcus Bontempelli, I'm going to put him up for who's been doing it all day. Marcus Bontempelli has been doing it all day. He will come out as a dominant force in that duo today.
He's only had 2 touches so far.
That's all right.
To Cripps' 4.
That's all right, mate. It's early days.
Extraordinary.
It's early days.
All right,
I'm
Justin.
telling you, this is Bont for me.
It pains me to say it because both of you in this room know how much I hate Geelong.
You do.
Sam Menegola is an absolute weapon.
Yeah.
And I reckon there are 18 teams that would be like, we would love to have
He
Sam
was on the
Menegola.
Hawks rookie list as well.
Kick two on the weekend and had 26 in a shortened game, going at 92%. And it's not the first time. He's massive, he's quick, but when he gets it, he slows down. Good kick. He's gone.
Yep.
He has been doing it all day.
That really
Been doing
pains
it all
you to
day.
say
Yeah.
that.
All of us, it's just flat energy in here.
Yeah. He's good
And
though.
my doing it all day is to leverage off your spicy take, Justin, is the umpires. They paid on particularly Thursday night, their not 15 was red hot.
Yeah, okay. Yep. So the umpires is your who's been doing it all day.
The
Just a
umpires-
blanket rule, not one in particular. All of them.
They've been
they
doing
can
it
all
all
have it.
and they've been inconsistent as what they've been, doing it all day. Thanks for joining us for another episode of He's Been Doing It All Day, brought to you by the Carlton Draft. Check them out, carltondraftshirts.com. That's draft with an F as well. Check them out. If you want to watch the episode too, check us out on YouTube. Just search for He's Been Doing It All Day. And we'll see you next week for round 7.